Hi, this is MC Solaris, paranormal romance author of CALYPSO'S HEART, book one in the Orion's Order series. And welcome to part three of the interview with the amazing narrator and voice actor of CALYPSO'S HEART, Jarman Day. So, Jarman, I thought we could round off this interview with some questions around your narration specific to CALYPSO'S HEART. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much for narrating the book. Not only is it a whopping 700 pages of pure epicness, but also it is a multiple point of view, and there are a lot of characters, and there are some rather steamy scenes that may or may not be every narrator might not be comfortable with narrating.
Mm.
And so, to that point, was there a scene that was especially difficult to narrate?
Oh goodness. I don't think so. It is always difficult, with for me in particular, I don't know, with someone attacking or beating a female is difficult to think about in my brain.
Right.
I know it might be a little sexist because beating anybody should be bad, but I'm just saying in particular. So when there is a scene in the book where someone is tortured, and it's tough. It was tough, but I've had worse things to narrate in books. Whereas I prefer to narrate anything CALYPSO'S HEART than one book I read that was set in the 1950s, and there were two African American gentlemen, and the author wanted me to narrate them in a way that I thought was racist, so I refused.
Ooh.
So we had a little argument about that, but we got past it. So yeah, nothing like that in this book, which makes me feel so much happier. It's a pleasant experience, and bring me all the sex scenes. I'm totally down with it. So that none of that can bother me. And I've read more weird, disturbing things than your book. Your book's very, very sexy. So good stuff. I hope that answers your question.
Yay! Yes, no, it definitely does. And for those of you who are listening, those awkward moments and things that Jarman was just talking about will never happen in my books, just so you know. So they're a safe zone,
Right?
In case you're curious. And then I guess on the flip side of that question, was there a scene in particular in CALYPSO'S HEART that you just really enjoyed or you really loved to narrate?
Oh gosh. I can't spoil anything though. That's a problem.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no spoilers.
But there are a lot of scenes towards the end of the book one of Orion's Order, that between, we'll say, the two main characters, where they're
everyone's gonna know it's Callie and Blake.
Okay, so Callie and Blake, yeah. So they're that she has an experience with people that are important to Blake, and all those experiences she has with people that are important to her in another world setting. I don't want to give anything away. Anyways,
I wrote this book and I'm like, yeah, what are we talking about here?
Anyway, she has an experience with people that he has not seen in a long time that are important to him. And when she comes back to talk to him about it, I don't know why, but those scenes really were really cool to me and really important. So people have read the book, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know. If the author doesn't understand what I'm talking about, then it's probably a bad sign.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think that if it's the right scenes, and I'm pretty sure I cried during both. There might be a few.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure I cried.
I'm pretty sure that's the same ones I'm thinking of. And I love a delicious villain, and there's a couple good ones in this book. So they're very fun to narrate those scenes. So yeah, those are exciting stuff.
Oh, and I love when one of the villains comes in. Well, I love both. I love your voice for both of the villain characters, and when one of them in particular, I just was like, ooh, I got the chills, and I just was so excited. I was like, wow.
Oh, perfect.
Jarman's awesome. Jarman's great. Hired. Wait, I already did.
Glad you liked it.
Okay, so do you have a favorite character that you love to narrate or that you enjoy narrating?
Definitely. I mean, there's so many good ones. I really like Callie, to be honest, the lead character, because she's so cool and casual, and she's really easy to narrate because her conversation's so natural and flows, and she's constantly doubting herself in her mind. It's like nothing like the author at all. But
I have no idea where that came from.
But she's very fun to narrate. But yeah, I think her and also the main villain guy is pretty exciting to narrate. The one you don't see very often.
Oh, you did such a good job. If we're talking about the same villain, I honestly, it was the same one that you did in the audition, and I literally fangirled so hard. I immediately stopped the recording. I listened to it like 5 times, like squealing. And then I called my sister and I was like, you have to hear this now. And I like sent it to her. Sorry, I don't know if that's allowed, but I did. I sent it to her, and we both like were like, wow. Yeah, I love your voice that you do for one of the, well, both of them, but yeah, it's great.
I'm
Oh,
glad you
it's
like
so
that.
good.
Well, that's the
Thank
thing.
you.
Since I was like
Sorry.
a kid acting in high school, have had this low voice since I was like 15. So they would always cast me either as the dad or the villain. So that
Or
was
both.
what I was
Plot
relegated to.
twist.
So never like the leading Romeo type, because they always have to have a tenor voice, but the bad guys always got the low
Oh.
voice. So that's kind of where I've fallen into. So that's why I like these shifter romances, because these guys have deep voices. They're strong and masculine. They're not wimpy tenor
Oh
boys.
my God. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, it's probably why it's like you were literally made for doing the paranormal supernatural voices.
There you go. So
You're right.
I'm
They're all
right
like
home.
deep, growly, alpha, wolf, bear, whatever kind of shifter. Yeah. Anyways. So speaking of all this like supernatural kind of characters, if you lived in the supernatural world of species
Mm.
that Calypso's heart takes in, what species would you like to be, or what abilities would you like to have?
Oh my gosh, I'd love to be Reardon, who is an ancient seer. Um, and he's rich. I mean, how badass is that? So he dresses like he's out of GQ magazine. He's who knows how old. He can live forever. And he can see the future. So yeah, totally. I want his life.
Oh my God. I would have not expected Reardon. I'm like a little bit shocked over here, but I love it. I'm grinning from ear to ear. How interesting.
Absolutely.
How interesting.
Hands
Remember,
down.
Blake is loaded too, and so are the twins. They're like aristocrats.
That's
And
true.
Deacon's also is I think every person is loaded in the order, but that's very interesting.
I just
Yeah,
don't like all that wrestling and fighting. And if it was real life, I just want to relax in my mansion and see things in my brain and not have to fight anybody. So that'd be good.
Aren't you a little bit worried about like seers are always on the knife edge of crazy, and like some of the things that they see, like they probably it's a lot of responsibility, right?
That's
Like
true.
they would have to be like, okay, is this something I would want to share, and then potentially change the timeline by sharing it,
Oh my
or
God, that power. It sounds amazing.
yes.
Give it to me. I love it.
All right,
I'd probably go
well,
evil
yeah.
really quick in the species world. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, your voice is
You got to be
you're
the
a
villain. There you go.
You're already a villain, so we already know that. So, okay, everyone watch out for Jarman if we ever do, have like some sort of X-Men and get like species genes up in here or something.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Jarman's going to be the plot twist villain.
Once we're beyond the barrier, all bars are gone. Anything can happen.
Right. How funny. Okay, well, I know it's getting late, and I'm really sad to close out this interview because I've honestly had so much fun, and I really enjoyed chatting with you and getting to know you a bit more. And who knew Jarman is the secret seer villain?
And now you know.
And now we know who to look out for. But I also know you're a few hours ahead of me, and it's probably getting super late. So again, if I haven't said this enough, thank you so much for not only the opportunity. I need to do like your vocal warm up things. I'm stumbling over here. Okay, so for not only the opportunity to interview you, but also for narrating Calypso's Heart. And I truly believe that you've really elevated the characters in the story, and you've brought them to life in a way that I never even imagined. And I'm just, like I said, I'm like probably your number one fan over here. So thank you.
Well, I'm so glad you like everything that's happened so far. And I really hope the people out there listening will like it too. So thank you for having me do it. I feel honored.
Yay, I'm sure they will. And in fact, I've already gotten feedback from several readers who have listened to the samples, and they are like just chomping at the bit, waiting for it to come. And then also, I have several of the readers who are like, I haven't listened to the samples. Every time you post something, I have to like scroll by because I don't want to get like a spoiler.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So I know tons of people are waiting for it, and I'm sure they're going to fall in love with it. I'm going to be fighting for your number one fangirl spot, but don't worry, like I'm going to get the number one spot just so we're all clear here.
There's no competition.
So if anyone is wanting to stay in touch with you and fight for that #1 fangirl spot, where can they find you and follow you?
You guys can follow me anywhere at Jarman Voices on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I don't post that much yet, but I will. So keep an eye out for that. And you can always message me on Facebook through that account or send me an email at jarman@jarmanvoices.com.
All right. And for those of you who are wondering, you can find me at mcsolaris.com, and Calypso's Heart is available at all major retailers in ebook, paperback, and of course, soon to be audiobook. So thank you so much for listening, and feel free to drop a comment and let us know what you think.